Good evening to our lovely viewers, and welcome back to another exhilarating episode of Career Chronicles, where we speak everything corporate. In today's episode, we'll be diving into the corporate world, getting expertise, and of course, our spotlight segment. So please do not touch that dial, and see you after this break. Okay, welcome back, viewers. Let's get into it. We're at our first segment, which is Local Profile. Today, I'm joined by Mrs. Esther Akawa, a student and an entrepreneur. Mrs. Akawa, can you please introduce yourself to our guests?
Good morning, my name is Esther Akawa. I am a student leader at UNAM campus, and I am currently majoring in animal science.
All right. Can you please tell us a bit about your journey as a student? Given that you are studying animal science, which isn't really a course that's studied by most, can you please tell us how did you come up to that conclusion that this is what I want to do?
Okay, so throughout high school, I was very passionate about science, so I was really willing to take on anything science related, right? So I remember in my grade 12 year, my dad was like, no, you should go do veterinary medicine, you're good with animals, you're good with science, so what better course to study? And unfortunately, there wasn't space, and I got into animal science. So I wouldn't really say it was a course that I wanted to do. I wouldn't say it was something that I applied for and I was patiently waiting for their response. I just got in, and as I got in, I ended up loving the field. So you're probably asking yourself, what is animal science about?
Yeah.
So animal science is more of a animal production kind of course. So it focuses on the production side of running a farm. So it's a very nice course because I believe that it equips you as a person with general knowledge on how to run different aspects of a farm. So you even learn how to, like, if you were to start a poultry farm, like for chickens and doves, you'd actually know what's the way to go about it. If I'm to make feed, how will I make feed? What should I avoid, for example?
Okay, that's perfect. I just want to know, you are a student representative at your campus, is that correct?
Yes, it is.
So tell me how, and you are an entrepreneur, is that correct? Okay. So how do you balance this out, like with your course, your business, and still keeping the students' interest as a priority? How do you do this?
I think that's a very good question. And sometimes I also feel like I don't know how I do it. But I think one thing I'm learning, especially as a leader, is that there's so much power in delegating. I think sometimes we try to take on so much as people, we try to do everything by ourselves, but I believe that the real power is in delegating. So as a leader, I try to just categorize things that I'm doing, like, okay, this is urgent and important, so I will definitely handle it myself. But if this thing is urgent but not so important to me, I can delegate.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to burn myself down, you know. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yes, very much. I just want to find out from you, as a student leader, you know, we all have something that really touches our heart that we really prioritize. What initiatives do you prioritize that make really a difference to the learners that you are representing?
Yeah, so I think before I dive into that question, I'd just like to shed light on how, like, my childhood growing up, I think my mom has always been so passionate about helping people who are less privileged. And fortunately, the portfolio which I serve under is community development and gender affairs. So it has largely to do with that. So some of the initiatives I'm really, really passionate about are helping people who are less privileged. There are people who don't have meals. There are people who don't really, you know, their livelihood, they struggle in their livelihood. So some of my initiatives are things like, you know, doing food drives. I know it sounds cliche, it's overdone, everybody does it. But I think those are some of the things that are closest to my heart. And then additionally to that, I am also very passionate about prioritizing mental and emotional well-being. I think people, when they look at welfare or health in general, they focus more on the physical aspect of things. They don't focus on the emotional well-being. So I advocate for that, and I try to pull a few strings where I can to ensure that other people access, you know, those mental health facilities.
Okay, wonderful. Mrs. Akawa, I just want to find out, like, you know, as a young student coming out of high school, they don't really know what they want to study. They just go from the grade 12, they go to the institution, they choose any subject that they feel probably aligns with what they want to pursue. I just want to ask you, what advice would you give to aspiring learners that want to pursue their studies in animal science? What does it take to study animal science?
That's a very good question. I think to study animal science, you really need to be more open to like agriculture and farming, because with my course you focus largely on just farming. So it's really like, if you're not interested in getting your hands dirty, if you're not interested in the more practical part of it, if you're not interested in animals, for example, this course will not work for you. You'll be frustrated at every other point. And I think it also works out for you if you are interested in like the more scientific part of things. So we also get to do like genetic breeding, we get to do all of that stuff. So I think if those are your interests, this course might align for you.
All right. And my final question for you is, how do you balance this in terms of your business? Do you prioritize your business? Do you put any one on top of the other, or maybe you can briefly tell the viewers what type of business you engage in?
Okay, so I engage in a cake business. I specialize in making customized cakes, cupcakes for like corporate events and birthdays. So I think the way I try to balance is that, usually what I try to do is like at the start of my week, I just draft out what I know needs to be done. And then I kind of just evaluate my capacity. Do I have capacity to take on orders?
Yeah.
So I go like, okay, I have so many meetings, I have so many things to be done, I cannot take on orders. So even when I do get orders, I just do turn them down. I think that's what really tries to keep me in check. I just try to see how much do I have on my plate, and do I have the capacity to actually, how do I say this? Do I have the capacity to put my best on the table? Do I have the capacity to top up to the level of excellence, that bar that I've set? I think that's what I try to do. So sometimes I do turn down orders a lot, actually. I think that's how I go about it.
Okay. Mrs. Akawa, thank you so much for joining us today, gracing us with your presence. It's really an honor to have you here, and we learned so much from you, and I hope to see you again on another segment.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, viewers, that concludes us to our local profile segment. Thank you very much for watching.
We are all seeking connection to each other, to the world, to the spaces we exist in.
Poor sportsmanship right now from the lads.
1.85 for the national record.
Here's another chance, and it is a goal from Vindo Kahan.
Sy sê wie hy is er aan neertrek en daai bal het my grond gevat. Ja, hy het grond gevat en is hier
running that mountain up. Okay, so we will be doing this. More advanced, slightly advanced.
So is jou trolley reg? Want
I love that. I love that. So then
Kickstart our countdown at number 5 with this one.
Op Netwerk TV se Klets Kompas gesels ons nuus van 'n Maandag tot Donderdag. Ons kyk ook na die weer en meer. Stories wat jou raak en stories wat saak maak.
They've made a mistake in denying me bail, and they've made several other mistakes in many other cases.
The channels that teach us something new or reflect our expression. So it goes beyond switching to the right station. It's about choosing the experience that can adorn the present, dressing it with our tastes as we expand our preferences, because what we are actually connecting to is boundless, limitless human energy. And this is the spirit of NTV.
Okay, welcome back to our second segment of the show, which is called the Expert Advice, where we delve and engage with industry experts. Today, I'm joined by the Corporate Social Investment Manager of FirstRand Group, Mrs. Revonia Job. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, ma'am. Can you please just briefly describe what your job is all about and who you are and your background and so forth?
Good day and thank you for the opportunity. Yes, I'm Revonia Job, the Group Corporate Social Investment Manager for FirstRand Namibia. So my job is about finding, identifying very good community projects that we can invest in and making a difference in the lives of the communities in which we operate.
Okay. Given that your job revolves around social investment strategies, can you briefly describe what is your experience in engaging with such initiatives, and what are the lessons you have learned so far in your career?
Okay, good. From past experience and information that is available, we have seen that CSI has evolved. Gone are the days we want to operate in isolation and not join forces to make a meaningful difference in the lives of our communities in which we operate. So over the past 3 years, especially a very good lesson that we've learned during COVID was that we needed to work together as a community, as corporate Namibia, to effectively make a difference in the lives of the communities. So companies are moving more towards partnership initiatives. We invest in various initiatives where we can make a meaningful difference across the 14 regions of Namibia. So key strategic focus areas being partnerships, collaboration, capacity building for us to really make that difference.
All right. You did mention about key initiatives in cooperating with other entities. I just want to know, what key factors do you take into consideration, or FirstRand takes into consideration, when choosing what organization or what institution to support?
To support. It's very important to keep yourself informed about the developments, whether it's through social media, the newspapers, and engaging with other corporates as well, whether it's a coffee session with the same person who does CSI for another organization. So obtaining information in terms of what is the key focus for the country, what is a national focus that is going to drive our economy, that is going to drive our communities to improve their lives. So it's not just about what is important for FirstRand, but what is important for the country, and then developing strategies and identifying these focus areas where we would make the most impact across the 14 regions of the country. So that is very important. That most recently we experienced very good rain, and we have seen in our communities in Oshomise where they had to be moved to higher grounds. So it changes from time to time. So you can't just be focusing on one strategy or one focus area. So you need to adapt to the changing environment and consult with others to really come up with solutions that would make the most impact across the 14 regions of Namibia and make that difference.
Okay, wonderful. I just want to know from you, Mrs. Job, bluntly, can you please just tell me what are the benefits, and perhaps you can elaborate with using an example. What are the benefits of these strategies to the community? What are they gaining from this?
The benefits are, number one, improved quality of life. Once again, when we look at moving from people from shacks to brick houses, which we have done through the Shack Dwellers Federation of Namibia. And a very interesting report from the Shack Dwellers was that with our 1 million contribution that we made towards the Shack Dwellers, we were able to build in the current financial year 21 houses at a low cost of 44,000 per unit. So really making that impact and improving the quality of life for our communities. Education is also a very key initiative, making sure that there's equal access to the services, making sure that the schools are fully equipped to create a better learning environment for these learners. And maybe one other example that I can mention is within our health space as well, providing medical equipment to the various hospitals, especially the key hospital, which is our Windhoek Central Hospital and our Katutura Hospital, where they have to take care of patients from across the 14 regions of Namibia. And then lastly also entrepreneurial development at the lower end of the market, where we've recently approved some funds for differently abled people to just stock up their various SME outlets for them to make a meaningful living and to be able to put bread on the table for their families.
Okay, wonderful stuff. Mrs. Job, I just want to conclude our interview with a personal question, not necessarily personal, but I just want, given that this is a corporate segment where we look at expertise from industry leaders, what would your advice be in someone that's in the banking industry that wants to climb up the corporate ladder and one day be a manager like yourself?
Okay. One key factor is respect. Respecting colleagues from different cultural backgrounds and allowing people to reach the same goal with their own plan. Yes, you'll have the overall plan in place. You share the objectives and the goals that you want to reach, but because we come from different backgrounds and we are different personalities, right? We can still, with the different experience and skills and cultural backgrounds and information that we bring to the table, we can still meet that common goal at the end of the day. So it's respecting each other's different backgrounds, respecting each other's ways of work and reaching this goal, and most importantly, supporting the staff that reports to you, making sure that they have the necessary skills to achieve the daily task and the overall objective, creating learning environments in which they can thrive, and checking in and providing advice where necessary, and not just calling them in anytime for disciplinary hearings and whatnot, but making sure that the employees are fully equipped and you provide the necessary skills and support for them to flourish and achieve the overall objective at the end of the day.
All right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Job. It was really an honor to interview you today. Thank you for gracing us with your presence here. Would also like to wish the FirstRand Group prosperous year with their initiatives and building to the goal of national development. Thank you very much, Mrs. Job.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Okay, good day viewers. Welcome back to our show Career Chronicles. So for the local resource segment, we're here at Commersdal Woermann Hyper, Funky Town Mall. We are here to catch up with Joe's Fades, who's a professional hairdresser and barbershop. So follow us and let's see what's up.
Yeah, hi guys, welcome to Joe's Fades. My name is Lazario. Yeah, I've been at Joe's for about a year now. We are making a year. We have been open in Windhoek for roughly over, I think, 7 months now. This is the barbershop, you can see. We offer everything, like women can come in for nails, they can get their hair done, professional treatment, you get everything here. If you want to get your haircut, we offer all types of haircuts. We we can do anything. Yeah.
My name is Joel. I'm the founder of Joe Fades Cut. Joe Fades Cut was started in 2015 in Ongwediva, Marwamo. I started it as a chair rental. I used to rent a chair, but my vision was to establish something that can also reduce unemployment, as well as to a space where people are comfortable, as well as they feel home. That was the reason why I came up with Joe Fits Cut, and that's a vision actually that I was having for it, is actually to have a space, having branches around, employ more people, having different partners, and also to reduce unemployment in the country. That's my main vision for Joe Fits Cut. What makes Joe Fits Cut different from other barbershop is we are mostly focused on youth empowerment, as well as job creation. That's mostly what we focus on, and also we focus on making sure that our clients, they're really happy on the service that we are giving. That's mostly what makes us different. And also the product that we use different type of product, and our cuts are mostly, let me say, we do as a hard work. We make sure that we do all the procedure that we do. We being consistent with our service every day to each and every client that we get. That's what makes us more different from other barbershop. Most of the challenge that we get in our industry is mostly customer trust. Customer trust is mostly the challenge that we get, in a way whereby a customer refer to you and he doesn't trust, especially employees. They only trust, like for example, Joe, they only trust me, but other colleagues, they don't trust them, because those are mostly challenges that we get. It make also difficult for clients to come whenever I'm busy, or the next guy that stay for long is busy. And also financial, it was more challenging at the beginning on capital to scale up the barbershop to look more professional than other barbershop, because as we believe in being innovative, and we like to look different than other people. That's why our idea was more like asking more finances. That's where mostly some challenges came from. Finance, it was mostly challenging, but we overcome it because of we believe, and we also let our customer make sure that our customer are doing the best, and they come back to support us. Currently, we have Ongwediva branch. We have four employees, and Windhoek branch we have 6-7 to be. We are planning to have more. Actually, we are planning to have over 20 employees in the next 2 years. We are planning to open branches. Mostly, we targeted most town. We're gonna open most of the town that we can see that is the population is good for our market. We're gonna open branches in each town, and we make sure that employment and also young people that are willing to do this career, they are having job and they are employed, and they can also be self-employed, most of them.
Okay, viewers, that brings us to the end of our local resource segment. Thank you very much for keeping up to date. And don't worry, if you missed this episode, you can always catch the repeat on oneup2.com. From myself, Elliot Ipinge.
Hi there, I'm the host of What's Cooking in TV Namibia, and I'm here to invite you to catch us every Friday at 9 on GTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25. And don't forget, we're also on YouTube.
Okay, viewers, unfortunately, everything good has to come to an end. Hence, this is the end of our episode. But don't worry, if you fail to miss this episode, you can always catch the repeat on oneup2.com. From myself, Elliot Ipinge, it's good night and see you next week.